His warm chest made contact with her slender back. In fact, she could feel his pounding heartbeat traveling through their clothes to arrive upon her back. The big Miss Kyo, who was waving her fists while raising a ruckus just moments ago, suddenly froze. Zeolian. You. Don't leave me again in the future. Chen Zeolian buried his face into Kiao's long hair, greedily breathing in the fragrance coming off her back. Do you hear me? I hear you. I hear you. Hurry up and let me go. Kiao gnashed her teeth, her voice as soft as a mosquito. She secretly stretched out her hand to give Chen Zeolian's waist a painful pinch. However, Chen Zeolian kept hugging her tightly for about half a minute before slowly releasing his embrace. Kiao's face had turned red as an apple. Sister Yan. After disengaging his embrace, Chen Zeolian turned to look at Zhou Yan, who was seated in the back row. The moment their gazes met, he received his answer. You have recovered. Zhou Yan nodded her head gently and she turned her head to look at the seat beside her. That was where they had placed the tied-up Liu Bei. At that moment, the seat was empty. Your memories of the instance dungeon, you still have it? Yes, answered Zhou Yan softly, her eyes continued to stare at the seat. It was a distant gaze, one that seemingly pierced through the boundary of time to arrive in that distant past. Chen Zeolian sighed to himself. Sorry, Lun Tai, Bei Tai. Zhou Yan raised her head and looked toward the two brothers. After taking the healing beast blood, Bei Tai had regained consciousness. However, he was still in a weakened state. Looking at Bei Tai's state, Chen Zeolian knitted his brows slightly. Although his air incarceration skill was a good supporting skill, its shortcoming was obvious. When encountering an opponent whose strength far surpassed his level of strength, his air incarceration skill would be broken and he himself will receive a backlash. The stronger the opponent was, the more damage that person could inflict upon the air incarceration skill. That in turn would increase the backlash that Bei Tai would receive. I should upgrade Bei Tai's skill as soon as possible. Lun Tai looked at Zhou Yan and nodded his head. He had seemingly accepted her apology in a civil manner. However, his expression remained somewhat contorted. Enough, Lun Tai. What is done is done. Chen Zeolian approached Lun